everybody. We're here with Felicia, and we're going to talk a lot about ravioli today. Hi, Flea, honey bunny.
Hi,
Give me a big
how
hug.
are you?
I love you, honey. I love
you too.
Yep.
Nice to see you.
Yettys Italian Restaurant, Hall of Fame, I might add. So busy down there, but no waiting. Go down there. It's a wonderful restaurant. We're going to talk more about it. Today, we're going to make the raviolis, huh?
We are going to make homemade raviolis.
Oh, wow. A treat.
Yeah. It's without any fancy stuff. If you have one of these, you can use it, but you don't need it.
That's a ravioli machine?
It's not just a ravioli machine. It's a pasta machine. It helps you.
Oh, I see.
You can just roll it and make it quick.
I see.
For dinner. I think I broke it down to, it's like 11 cents a piece.
Really?
Yeah, no,
oh my
seriously.
God.
All right, so should I say how much I'm using and then see if you want to write it down? I'm going to give you a recipe for like 20 raviolis. So we're going to do 2 cups of flour. And if you don't want to do it this way, you can put it in a bowl and do it. But this is how I like to do it because I don't like to wash dishes. So you're just going to do 2 cups.
That's just all-purpose flour, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 cups of flour
yep.
to 2 eggs. Basically, it's a cup of flour to an egg. And these are from my chickens, so I don't. I always crack them in here first. Just.
Yep. Yep. Wow, look at those yolks. They're different than the eggs
you buy.
Yeah,
because they're fresh eggs. If you ever put them side by side with a fresh egg.
That yolk is like rich and deep color, where the other ones are light color. And why is that, you think?
Because it's not, I don't know.
They mass produce, you think? Well, it's what you feed your chickens? Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so listen, we have 2 cups of flour, 2 eggs, and about 1/4 cup of water, which is in here. And I like to put my salt, maybe 1.5 teaspoons, a decent amount. I like to dissolve my salt in the water because it's easier to mix in there. You could seriously just throw this all in a bowl, or your KitchenAid if you have one, and do it that way. So you just start breaking the eggs up and bringing the flour in. Don't worry if you have a, oh look, woo.
You do that right on the counter, you can, yeah.
So this is like gonna happen.
Oh, I see. It's going up nicely. You know, just
try not to get all of your hands in there because you're just gonna have a big mess. Try to
I understand. Little by little, fold it in like.
Yep.
Just there's a knack to everything. So then you don't make such a mess and you get it mixed nice.
You'll probably do better than me. I broke my flour wall down and the water escaped, but it'll all come back
eventually. And you just keep folding it over and putting it together until it's mixed up nice. You know, raviolis, you know, I did a little research on raviolis, and it started in the 14th century, they say, which is a long, long time ago. You would think no. But a guy named Francesco Di Marco Dante, a Jewish fella.
Not Chef Boyardee.
I meant Italian. Anyway, he started making raviolis, and he wrote about it in the paper, and they say that's where it started. And then I did more research.
Wait, they had newspapers?
Yeah, oh yeah, they've had newspapers way back in even, I think, 11th century, didn't they? When did Gutenberg invented the printed press, and I forget when. But I think they hand wrote stuff and stuff like that. I don't know when the newspaper started at all, but they had articles in magazines, not magazines, but you know, papers they did. I don't know how they did it, but then I read where the Genovese sailors came up with it. They had their leftover meat and they would wrap it in dough to get a little variety on a sailor's mundane meal that they usually had, to make a little variety and stuff.
Right.
And so they say that they had, you know, like there's millions of kinds of raviolis, right, Flea?
You can put anything you want in this ravioli. Yeah. My mom always put fresh burger.
Yeah.
And ricotta cheese.
Yeah.
And Romano or Parmesan.
Yeah, well, they call the bigger raviolis around ones capellini, I believe. Cappelletti.
Oh, because capellini is a pasta.
It's a big round ravioli with the meat, and they had panzotti, which is a different type, and there was a lot of them. I couldn't remember all the names of them.
Okay, after this gets together, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're not. Go right ahead.
You gotta knead it till it's smooth, probably 250 times or 5 minutes. I counted. That's how I know it's 250 times.
I want to make note of that. Felicia cut me off during my monologue. Okay, that's noted. We're calling Albany.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. You know, Yettys Italian Restaurant down there, we're closed on Tuesday. We're so busy. Felicia's got to rest a little bit. And then the other 6
desserts.
days are open. When are the hours?
11 to 9 right now.
Okay,
so
6 days.
I started closing on Tuesday so I can catch up.
Yeah.
Do we want to? I have one already kneaded. Do you want to just watch me knead while we talk, or should I?
No, you can move right along. You take the next one, so we save time.
So after you knead this till it's smooth, I'm going to say at least 4 or 5 minutes, or 250 times. If you don't know how to knead, it's just like bread. You just push and fold it all together.
Yeah, you got one already done.
And then put it. I don't like to wrap it in cellophane because it sticks to it, and then you might get a piece of cellophane. I just put a little bowl over the top of it.
Nice.
So after 15, 20 minutes,
look at that.
It's going to look like that. But while it's resting, you're going to make your filling. So
then the
start
other
your
one,
dough, and then you do your filling.
Do you know that one that you had made of? It's like smoother now because it dried out a little bit. Is that it?
No, it's moist under here. It just rests. Well, once you knead this the proper amount of time, it's going to be almost that smooth.
Okay.
And then as it rests,
I
it gets
see. I just wondered.
a little softer.
Okay, I see. Let's go. Yep.
So this is all winging it. I usually make like 90 to 100 when I make them, but I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm going to divide this up into roughly six pieces. You can try to roll it all out into one thing. Like my mom used to make hundreds of these things, and she would roll the sheet out on the whole table and then put the ravioli on, take the whole sheet, flop it over, and then cut them. I absolutely cannot
You
do
could
that.
certainly make these and freeze them, right?
Oh, I said 6. What the hell? Anyways,
Yeah?
we're going to...
You can.
Oh, they freeze great.
Okay.
They freeze great. Well, we're going to cut this into 4 because it doesn't really matter, because we're just going to basically roll long strips and put the filling in. So you just kind of stretch it somewhat like that.
And you say a ravioli costs around 11 cents a make a piece?
Yes. Well,
try to go buy 12 raviolis in the market.
Burger is high right now, so maybe 15 cents. When I did that, I think it was last year. I think it was 2019. It came out to be, and ground beef was $2 a pound. It's $4 a pound now.
Yeah, everything's
So
going
maybe
up and up and up.
15, maybe 20 cents.
Yep.
Still.
Yep.
For what it is, they're absolutely delicious. They freeze well. I would make at least a 4-cup batch of flour.
Yep. You know, Yettys does all delivery. You got your parties coming up. Get your orders in early like that for Thanksgiving, Christmas.
The indoor catering is halted for a while because you can't do more than 10 people at a party.
Oh, I see.
No, I can't seat more than 10.
Well, hopefully that'll change. They're coming with a vaccine I saw on the news pretty soon here.
So you want to get it relatively thin because you don't... When I first started making raviolis, they were like Fred Flintstone raviolis. They were so big and bulky. They were still delicious.
You got to be really thin though, huh?
It's better.
Why? Because they raise up a little bit when you cook them, right?
It's better. They're not so doughy, but really it doesn't matter. And if you have one of those machines, you could just run it through and get it as thin as you want.
Oh, I see.
My son has a trick. He'll run it through, get a ribbon like about this, and pinch it together, then roll it through the machine while he's pulling on it, and it just makes like a big rubber band. And then you just cut it into the lengths.
Nice.
Which is amazing.
Nice.
So, I don't know why the hell I did that, because we got to make the dough.
Okay.
So we have 1 pound of ricotta cheese, a ½ pound of burger. I'm winging it.
Is that 80-20?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just curious. I
Little
saw
bit
it
of
on a
salt.
cook show. I didn't really know.
Maybe ½ teaspoon of salt.
Where do you get ricotta? You
A
just
decent
buy it
amount
at
of pepper. I would do a full teaspoon of pepper.
Honey, where do you get the ricotta? You just buy it in the store and it's in the thing?
No, I order it from one of my
Well, if
distributors.
a person wanted to get ricotta, where do they get it?
Anywhere.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Try to get the driest ricotta you can. Mine is, I believe, called New York style. It's drier. When my mom used to get it, they would just cut it off of a block. I mean, that's how dry it is. There's a lot of stuff that's really, a lot of places.
What is that there?
Parsley.
Oh, okay.
So we had about a ½ teaspoon of salt, a full teaspoon of pepper, and...
Let me smell that. I want to smell that. But like Felicia has all her
maybe
own
a
herbs. She
quarter of
grows
a
her
cup
own herbs
of
and
parsley.
everything too.
And I'll measure the cheese for you. Those really don't matter too much other than you don't want too much salt. I'm going to say we'll start with 1/4 of a cup.
What is that cheese?
This is Romano.
Okay,
I
Romano.
use Romano because that's what I use at the restaurant. But you can use Parmesan. My mom always used Romano only because that's what we use at Yettys, and she would just bring it home from
So
there.
Romano is for stuff like pastas and meatballs and things of that nature?
No, it's just your own preference.
What do you use the Parmesan Reggiano? Well, I'm not saying it right, I don't think.
Yeah.
You can use that too if you want?
Absolutely.
Whatever you want, right?
Absolutely.
If you like a cheese, you go with that.
Yep.
I see.
Whatever.
Okay.
Parmesan is a little sweeter.
Okay. So that's regatta,
This
beef,
is a 1
parsley,
pound of regatta,
yeah.
a 1/2 pound of ground beef raw.
Right.
Don't cook it.
Yep.
1/4 of a cup of parsley, maybe a little bit less. 1/2 teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon of black pepper.
Wow, yeah.
So the predominant flavors are black pepper and cheese.
So this is a meat ravioli.
And normally, I don't want to get any hassle from any customers. Normally, or anyone, I would just taste this and eat it. My mother always did. We're
Yep.
still alive. I don't recommend anyone do it. Just because I don't want you to die on my watch.
This is like a meat ravioli, right? Not a cheese ravioli.
No, this is going to be cheese ravioli. So magically turn
Hold on.
into cheese.
Felicia made fun of the...
So, okay, so there you go.
That's beautiful. That's nice. Do you like raviolis, Al?
I do.
Do you, Walter? Yeah? Yeah. Who doesn't like raviolis?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I tried to flip the bowl. Okay, so that's what your mix is going to look like. That's going to give you a good 20 to 25 raviolis, maybe more. Like I said, I'm just winging it.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty simple, really. Can almost remember
yes,
that.
it's very easy. That's why I didn't, well, we can print it. I'll post it on Facebook.
Well, yeah, that's
if
pretty easy. I
remember.
mean, if you watch the show, of course, you put your recipes on your website, don't you?
I do when I remember, but I'm so lazy.
Yeah, I know, you're so
about
busy.
that.
I know.
Okay, so the dough. 1 cup of flour, 1 egg, 1.5 teaspoons of salt dissolved in 1/4 cup of water.
You know, a lot of
Mix
people...
it however you want. KitchenAid, bowl, the stupid way I just
Right.
did it, but it's traditional, so that's why I did it.
A lot of people who cook, and they watch a show like this, they get their pen and paper right there. They're handy too.
I
They
know, but
what
I
to do.
talk fast, and a lot of times I
Yeah,
don't
but
say it right.
they're sharp, and they can always call Yettys and talk to
Yes,
Felicia.
I've
Always
had
come
people
down
call
and say
me.
hello
Don't,
to Felicia.
Don't not call me because you think
Yeah.
that I care, because I don't care. I'm always willing to help.
We were here last time at the house. Hopefully next time we'll be down in the restaurant.
So that looks like about 1/8 of an inch, maybe? Mm-hmm. You can roll it as thin or as thick as you want. The trick is just make sure your dough is rested. It can rest up to, I would say, a few hours. I wouldn't let it go overnight or anything because you got raw egg in there. I would say maybe an hour or so. So we need 2 of these. And I said to cut it in 6, but I only cut it in 4 because I don't listen to myself. And it doesn't really matter. You're just going to cut it into pieces. Make a couple of strips, stack them on top of each other.
Now this is considered a homemade ravioli. A lot of times they just buy raviolis that are frozen and already made for
I tried to sell these a couple of times over my 40 years at Yettys.
Yeah?
And they really do want the store-bought cheese raviolis.
Yeah, they're good.
I think if you didn't grow up eating them, you don't know how delicious they are, and it looks so foreign to you.
It's like that. Like me, I can't get by the garlic pizza at yours now. I get every single time.
Yeah, you do.
For the last 30 years, 40 years, I've been buying garlic pizzas and stuffed shells. And then I switched there. I went to your original sausage combination because your sausage is delicious. Yesterday when I went to the restaurant, she was making the long hots with the stuffed sausage. Oh my God. We ate those one time over there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh my God, those are
They
so
are
good.
They take
I don't know
a
how
long
you can
time,
keep them
though.
in stock.
Just so you know, if you do order stuffed long hots, if you order them as an appetizer, your dinner, you're going to be there for an hour because it takes a good 15 to 20 minutes. By the time you stuff them and cook them, there's a good chunk of raw sausage in there that needs to cook.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So,
can you get long hots in January and February like that still?
it's tough, but yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm going to say about a walnut size piece in there. I wish I could do it like my mom did it. It was absolutely amazing to watch. She would roll the dough half the size of the kitchen table. And we were 6 kids, so we had a big kitchen table. And then she would do this Well, these are going to be kind of big.
We used to live next door to Felicia and Josephine and her family when we were growing up, and every day the smell coming out of their kitchen was amazing. Charlie, come on, have a meatball. No, oh, good, oh, good. Oh, I come in the house and Sissy would say, look, Josephine brought this, Josephine brought that.
So
we
are such a freaking idiot.
Why?
Oh, you don't even, just keep talking. So you're going to lightly put some water. No,
Felicia called Charlie an idiot. That's 3. I don't know if we're going to do you next year.
And then we're going to cover the top.
You don't use nothing to non-stick it because you want it to stick.
I just put water on it to stick.
Oh, okay. I noticed that.
Yeah, because you want it to stick.
Why do you do that? Just to make it easier?
Because you want it to stick.
Okay. Okay. Look at that. Mamma mia.
All of you really seasoned Italian aunts and grandmas of mine, do not make fun of me. These are just to give you an idea. All of you out there are probably going to do better than me.
How do you mean?
Because these are big and
they like them smaller?
Delicious.
That doesn't seem very
thinner. Not thinner, but anyways, I'm just telling you. Don't be afraid to do this. You cannot screw them up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they look like.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of things.
I just put a little bit of water around them, closed it. The fork on the top lets some of the air out of there so you can pinch it. And then,
and you know, that gives it that nice little crisscross thing.
Most people would have
That's nice.
done this ahead of time so they knew what they were doing, but I didn't. So this is really live.
You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself a little bit here, but these raviolis you put in a marinade sauce or whatever you want, really, right?
So then you put some flour down and get your fork, and then you pinch them closed.
Certainly your store-bought raviolis don't look like that. They're just little. You leave it big like that?
You can make them as big or as small as you want.
Oh, actually, you can do what you want. Okay.
I like them big because I like...
The pasta, the pasta itself is delicious.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to make them that big.
I think that's nice.
So,
they got all kinds of raviolis. They have giant raviolis, huh? Big square ones, I've seen them.
Oh, yeah. And I like the extra dough on the sides. Yeah. I like just homemade pasta. This is just homemade pasta on the side of that.
Yeah.
So, like that tail I cut off, I would just leave it. And that's the ravioli I would go for in the dish.
I understand.
It's like the burnt curled chips.
You know, people who like to cook, this is fun, you know. I'd like to try it, and I'm really not a cook. I'd like to try it sometime.
You could do it.
I could do it.
What's the worst that could happen? Is
Nothing.
They can't be much fatter and uglier than these. And
no, I mean, you know, if you, the ingredients are simple and,
you don't need any equipment.
A lot of things that are absolutely delicious are very simple. Very simple.
Should I do one more, or should we just go to cooking them?
Go to cooking them. Yeah. How much time has gone by, Alibaba?
I have my water boiling over here. Good salted water. When you salt water for pasta, make sure you salt it enough. It should taste like seawater. It should be decently salted.
We are at 18 minutes now, so we'll probably be cutting.
Okay, so
I just wind it right up now.
Them in. And I'll set a timer because I can't tell you how many minutes.
Well, how do you know when they're done,
now.
Darling?
Huh?
How do you know when they're done?
They float, and you got to check the edge of the pasta and make sure.
How do you mean?
I'll show you.
Well, we'll show it in a second here.
Yeah.
We're going to go to our next segment where we're going to show the finished product here and then move to the restaurant and show you some dishes at the Italian restaurant, Yettys, Hall of Fame restaurant. Thank you. Thank you, baby.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Okay, guys, this has been 12 minutes. I'll shut my timer off. And they appear to be done.
So when they float, they're kind of done,
No,
right?
they float right in the beginning. You want to take one out.
Yep.
And just cut a little bit of the pasta off.
It should be...
And just taste it.
What are you looking for?
You don't want it to be hard.
Just soft?
Yeah, there's no line in the middle.
Is there such a thing as an al dente ravioli?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I like them.
Yeah.
I just take them out.
I can see what you mean about bigger. I like that. It's more appealing too. It looks better. I think.
Personally like them bigger. They look better on the plate. You don't have to be there all day doing it.
It looks like homemade.
My mom's were a little smaller because she had to feed 6, 8, 10. We were 21 at the table at every holiday.
Yeah.
So, and then you put your homemade marinara on it.
That's your sauce, right?
Yeah, I canned a bunch this year, 30 or 40 quarts.
Oh my God. That's marinade now, right?
Yeah. I just like marinade. You can put, I don't know why I just didn't put these on the plate.
Do you put cheese on top sometimes?
I always, mozzarella?
No, you know, Parmesan or whatever you put,
Yep.
Romano.
So, hang on. And I'll
Wow, look
do
at
that because
that. Are
they
you
are
kidding
freaking
me?
delicious. And there you go.
Nice. You know, this food speaks for itself. It's such a wonderful place. I'm telling you, a lot of people who haven't been to Yettys, when you come here, you're not going to believe it. Why don't you tell us a little bit? Pasta fazool? Is that pasta fazool?
This is pasta fazool.
Wow.
This is beans and homemade pasta.
And those are, I eat that all the time. Those little pastas are so chewy.
Yeah, they are.
It's like little doughs, you know,
Yeah,
I love that.
I think I featured how to make these
We
pastas
did.
one time.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
I need one.
They're unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's wonderful.
Okay, I'm going to sit up because I can't eat yet.
I got to eat one of them.
We have chicken riggies,
Oh, they're wonderful.
which are, right,
You like
did
pasta
never-
fazool? Oh my goodness gracious.
a lot of creamy sauce, cherry peppers. We have mild chicken riggies, which don't have any hot peppers in them at all, and they actually sell more than the hot riggies. These aren't really that hot, these chicken riggies. They are spicy.
Well, you know what it is about the chicken riggies? The sauce is creamy and delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, I get trays of this every year for the holidays,
Yes, you
and
do.
even before. I brought them up. I brought a half tray of this up to the store, and
Yeah.
I give it to different people. Charlie, when you bringing the riggies? When you bringing the riggies? Mamma mia, they went crazy for them.
Yeah.
This is an award-winning, if you ask me, award-winning.
Yeah, these are one of my favorites.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Tomato pie.
Tomato pie.
You guys,
Unbelievable.
Charlie, eat some of that.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Okay, here we have shrimp bianco, which is like a cheesy wine sauce.
Wow.
And shrimp and linguine. And I could just shove my face right in there right now.
Oh, no, that's
Oh my
delicious.
God, could you?
It's just delicious.
Okay.
The sauce is unbelievable. Those are the stuffed shells.
These are the stuffed shells. These are
Mamma mia.
Charlie's.
If you
These
never
are
had
Charlie's
stuffed shells here, you can't
because
believe it. You can't believe it.
I'd like to say that my business has doubled in the stuffed shell department, but it's not. It's just Charlie eating more.
She says that all the time. You know yourself. If you go to Al, Walt, you go to any
How do
restaurant.
you
If it
eat
sucks,
these
you don't go
4
back
nights
there.
a week? How do
When
you
you go to a
eat the
restaurant
same
and
thing
it's great,
4 times a
you
week?
go there all the time.
5
you know
times
all
a
the time.
week.
I got to
Okay.
hold myself back from calling them 4201.
Yeah, you should be
866
embarrassed.
4201. I
Okay,
call up, I want this, I want
Ricotta
that, I go
cheese,
home, I eat it
mozzarella
for
cheese, spices.
stuffed shells.
And
Wonderful.
James
That
Eaton
brownie's huge.
I'm gonna open it up and show you because the people are so
me.
full. They're so full when they leave, they eat here, they don't have room for dessert. So I have them all packed to go, and they take them to go.
When you
So-
come to Yettys and you've been here before, you always order too much of
Always.
everything. Look at that thing, and that is thick.
just pull it out.
Where do you see that? You know,
So they're all
anywhere.
packaged nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Well, we got
Very nice.
This is about 10 ounces, more than a half a pound.
Yeah, and then what's that? Is that
It's
your
more than a
pumpkin
half a pound
cheesecake
of
there?
brownie.
Is that your pumpkin cheesecake there?
This is, I'm not done with the brownie. Did you see that fudge in the middle there? Can you eat that whole thing?
You know when I take
could
it home?
not.
I don't eat a lot of sweets, so that'll last me 4 days.
I know, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
So here we have a red, white, and green pizza.
That's
This
delicious.
is garlic, ricotta cheese, brain fart, garlic, ricotta cheese, spinach, and tomatoes,
Yes.
and fresh garlic.
They call that
on
the
there.
red, white, and green
This
pizza?
is a red, white, and green, or the Italian flag. I used to call it the Italian flag, then I changed my mind and did red, white, and green. I don't know. I change my mind all the time. So that's that. This is traditional pepperoni pizza. I just want you guys to know, if there's anybody out there that does not know, Yettys puts their sauce on top. This is how you're going to get it. So if you get a sausage pizza, it's going to have a fresh layer of homemade sausage underneath the cheese, and then the sauce is going to be on top. So when you get it, it's going to look like this, and you're going to say, There's no sausage on my pizza, but there really is. There's a whole layer of sausage underneath.
That Yettys sauce, homemade sauce, the marinade sauce is out of this world, second to none. I don't care where you go.
So I just think it's really important to show you that.
Yes.
This is what people call an upside down pizza. It's the only pizza I know, so to me it's not upside down. The rest of the world is upside down. It's just Yettys pizza.
Yeah. And that's been around for 50 some odd years.
60 some odd years.
60 some odd
60,
years.
52. Creamy Western grilled chicken wings.
Wow, they look delicious.
Our exclusive, used to be exclusive Creamy Western sauce. Everybody in the Valley carries their version of this Creamy Western sauce.
None's like yours, though.
Well, I don't know if it is or not. I don't eat anywhere else.
Got people coming just
but it might be. Okay, we got one more. This is just a turkey sub. This is just your basic turkey sub. If you order a turkey sub, this is what you're going to get. And I have all I can do to not dig into that right now.
No, that sandwich looks fantastic.
Homemade bread.
How many, you got turkey?
Turkey, roast beef, mixed Italiano, sausage, pepper, and onion.
That's a delicious
chicken, French dip, meatball tunnel.
Last question will go. Why do they throw a pie? To aerate it?
We don't throw our pies.
No,
so
but why do they do that?
To stretch it out.
Thank you for watching this wonderful feed here.
Stretches out.
I encourage you to come down to Felicia's, Yettys Italian restaurant for the best food in the world, and thank you so much. And we'll say goodbye for now.
Thank you, guys.
Felicia.
Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks,
you. I Charlie.
Love you, honey.
I love you too.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you later, Paul. Leather wallets are Forever Leather, very reasonable, very nice. Forever Leather fashion gloves and a ton of motorcycle gloves, everything you need in gloves. All kinds of leather belts right up to size 60 and no bonded leather here, all leather belts, beautiful. Forever Leather, New Hartford Shopping Center.
Wake up with Al and Walt. Weekdays from 7 till 9 on WVVC.
People are stuck in their homes.
Yeah.
So this is probably a time when you're going to see things of this nature. It's a really sad state.
For news from the Mohawk Valley and around the world.
Kentucky churchgoers ignored a parking lot full of nails and police to attend church services on Easter Sunday.
And the weather info you need to start your day.
We will see periods of rain with thunder possible. It will be windy with highs in the upper 60s.
The Breakfast Club, weekday mornings from 7 to 9.
So the question for parents is, have we discovered whether or not the teacher was actually the problem? Hold on. Hold everything.
Uh-oh.
All right. Just hold on. All right, we're good. All right, we're good.
That hurt.
Listen on the air at 88.1 FM, online at WVVCutica.com, the WVVC mobile app, or on Facebook Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, Forever Leather's having a great sale right straight through to Christmas. We're taking 40 and 50% off all our leather jackets. That's motorcycle jackets, fashion jackets, you name it, we're going to do it. 40%, 50% off all our leather jackets here at Forever Leather in the New Hartford Shopping Center. So you got some time, you want to come down and check out this fabulous sale. Get a loved one a leather jacket this year, very reasonable. Thank you very much.